the Movember ambassadors, as you can see from representing on the t-shirt. So 2015 was when I first started doing Movember, and I was looking for all the different ways that you can get involved, and I was like, oh, you could run a 5k from Movember, and I'd never ran a 5k in my life. Yeah. And I was like, oh, there's going to be one in Glasgow, and it was literally going to be that weekend. So I said to a couple of guys that I worked with, and I was like, do you fancy going doing this 5k at the weekend? And it's like, yeah, sure. And I was totally petrified because I generally thought it was going to be this very, very serious event where it was all going to be these like professional athletes and just everybody, absolutely going mental. And it was the complete opposite. Yeah. It was a very fun, laid back, and just great event. That's where I met one of the MCs, Heather, who we have got a great friendship over the years. Usually every year when I dress up as Captain America, I'll just walk in and hit her with a shield, and that's usually like my nice person. Hi, Heather. But no, the MoRuns are absolutely fantastic. They're such a laid back experience. It doesn't matter how fast you're running, if you come first, if you come last. It's a great way to kind of raise a few quid for Movember, and it's a great day. I mean, I just wish it was a little bit longer. It's just because it feels that before the time you arrive at the event and you're like, yes, I can't wait to run, and then even though like after you hit the 1 kilometer sign, you're like, how's it only been a kilometer? Yeah. But by the time that you go across the finish line, you wear your medal, and you're like, oh, that's it. I know. And it's like after another year, it's heartbreaking. Yeah. But definitely one of my favourite times of the year, hands down.
That's awesome. And so you're I mean, and what really sort of inspired you to run, besides wanting to do a run for the first time? Is there any reasons that you really started it and sort of have kicked on from there?
Well, I think it was like after the amount of fun that we had in the first year, the second year was it became like my work got a lot more like seriously involved with Movember. Yeah. So it was just another way of kind of like raising money. But then as it kicked on, I then left the company at that point. So I then took up doing MoRunning every year just because I enjoyed it as an experience. I introduced a massive amount of my friends to it, and they've said that it's a great experience to do. Some people have actually went and like done it themselves. Like maybe it's like, oh look, I can't make Glasgow this week, but I'm going to go up to Perth, or I'm going to go to Edinburgh. Yeah. I've had family down in Manchester that have they did it 1 year with me, and then they went back and did it, and then they've started around about November time. If they're in like Liverpool, they're like, oh, let's see if we can time it right with the MoRun. Yeah. So no, it's I think kicking on from doing it with work, it's generally the fun element, and it's I've got a little bit of a thing for medals.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh yes. Oh yes, I love that. That is absolutely brilliant. Wow.
Where are we? There we go, 2015, very first MoRun. I've got some of my superhero medals for my Captain America. So the very first year that I went and did it, and then I was like, oh, there's you get a medal for dressing up, and I was like, all right, okay. And the second year I went back and I dressed up as Captain America. Got like the actual shield. I take it off the wall, but my girlfriend's like glued it to the wall. And it's like I remember standing there going, I'm definitely going to win this because it's Captain America, and I'm talking like the full head and the shield and everything. And the MC who that year wasn't Heather, and it's like, and who are you, big man? And I'm like, sorry. Have you never ever watched like I don't know anything? But yeah, no, it's since like the years, it's a good, it's a nice competitive element because you have to kind of up your game every year. You have to make it look a
the
little
fancy
bit
dress
more.
you do, yeah, you do.
You know what I mean? Because you don't want to go back every year with the same costume. Because I know we've got some of the other ambassadors like Matt Loynes, who dresses up in the most ridiculous costumes every year. But when I see them every year, and the ones you show me from MoRuns before I got involved are just absolutely perfection.
It's amazing. I mean, you're right. Some of the fancy dress outfits are staggering. They are, they're amazing. You think you've come out and you've done something pretty good with your outfit, and then someone else comes along and you go, wow, that's pretty special. That is pretty special.
It's funny that say that when I did the Manchester MoRun last year, I did Glasgow, Manchester, and Edinburgh last year. And when I was down there, and I kind of let me get this right. My girlfriend was injured. My step evil mother-in-law, as we call her, she is like a seasoned runner. She park runs every week. Okay. And then we had my father-in-law who was running with our niece, and so I was kind of myself. And then all the way around, a T-Rex kept shouting at me, "Come on, Captain America, you got this, Captain America." And I was like, all right, this is pretty good. And the funny thing was, she was running with two of her friends that were dressed up. One was a T-Rex, and I can't remember what the other two was, but she cheered me all the way around, and we had some great banter. That's and awesome. Afterwards, we all exchanged information. We got like friended on Facebook, and it just shows you what the power of like kind of MoRunning does. Like what you would do, just like you would never really associate that, and it just goes to show you can say that a T-Rex and Captain America became friends.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So, so Lizzie, obviously you're still running with us, right? You're still taking on the challenge. Slightly difficult, and people are doing it virtually everywhere, which is the way it is now. And we're doing our best to support everyone. Hopefully, you'll get your medal and some goodies in the post soon. So stay posted for those. Are you going to get involved and run in fancy dress at all throughout the month? Are you up for it?
Me and my girlfriend, we've both signed up to do the global virtual MoRun. We're going to be doing it on Sunday. So I personally will be like dressing up in my Captain America for the first one.
Okay.
I don't know if I might slightly cheat and try and better my time for round 2 or 3. But no, I will try my absolute best to dress up. But definitely on Sunday, I'll get some good pictures for.
Okay, do that. We want to see the photos, and we are going to do. There's a few things that you've probably already seen on the schedule that we've put online, but we're going to have a World Day of MoRunning later in the month,
21st of November. Yep.
So hopefully, besides everyone running throughout the month, everyone will, as many people as possible, will join us on that day and share photos, and most people should have their medals, touch wood. So we'll do that. We'll try and have some fun. End of the month, we are hoping to do a bit of a fancy dress sort of day where we judge we judge fancy dress. If people have got old photos or they've got stuff they're going to dress up on, we're going to have some fun with it. So we don't want to completely remove, all those good things that we've done. I know there's important messages, and there's a lot to do with just mental health and people getting out and staying positive. But we've got some great schedule for the month, and hopefully we can return again later in the month, talk to you more as well. And whether you're involved in the fancy dress or you're helping judge it, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it might be a good time to pass the baton and do some judging.
Okay, cool.
Like I said, I love all my fancy dress medals and that, but no, I think after 5 years of MoRunning, I think it's time for. I've got the eye now that I can go.
Okay. So to everyone out there, Mark is going to judge later in the month. So don't be shy.
So make sure you've got the right colours, the right accessories. If you're missing any bits of kit, right, I will be watching. So anyone that's watching this and you're thinking of dressing up later on in the month, You needs to be absolutely perfect. Okay.
Good. That's good advice. And we'll see if we can get, like, for example, Heather and a few other MCs to help judge it as well. I think that will be fun.
Heather's the best. I'm sorry, I'm very biased. Right. I'm bad with names. The gentleman that normally does Manchester is absolutely brilliant as
He's
well.
brilliant. That's Chris. That was Chris Benson.
Yeah, Chris is brilliant. Chris has remembered me all 3 years I've done Manchester, but me and Heather have a special bond.
That's cool.
So you need to get Heather. Heather's my friend.
I'm going to work on that, Mark. I'm going to definitely work on that. So tell me just quickly, like, obviously you're still fundraising for November,
yeah.
And how's that going? How are you finding it?
It's difficult this year because obviously with the pandemic and every day it's a lot different. But it's not even just with the pandemic, because we are quite limited to how we can fundraise. We obviously, like with a perfect example being the MoRuns, we can get out there and get together, and we've got so many rules and restrictions all over the UK. But it's just you're having to do things a lot different, and because I feel everybody keeps using this term, unprecedented times, and it is. So it's just a matter of trying your best to create the best of the circumstances. Unfortunately, I'm doing a lot of things like virtually, like quizzes and things like that. I'm getting a lot more involved in the gaming side of things. My online clan has been doing a lot with like quizzes based in the game. We've got we've got a 2v2 tournament on Sunday, so it's going to be like looking after your teammate type thing. So really broadcasting the element of Movember. So yeah, it's going to be different, but I think despite the negative things, it's going to make it stronger for once Movember we're able to kind of meet in full again, be able to do the MoRuns, because it shows you that what you're able to do distanced. So then if that's an additional element you can do with the things that you're like when you're physically face to face.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely there's a challenge. It's a real challenge to fundraise. I think everyone's feeling that. I think I've said to you in the past, we typically, through MoRunning, we raise around about or over 100K a year. And that's from everyone's efforts, everyone that takes part in MoRunning, everyone that's fundraised through doing a MoRun. Obviously this year I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be a tiny proportion. And it's just a difficult year. As long as we get through this year and we move forward, we stay positive. And hopefully we'll still get a lot of people MoRunning, and at least we can keep the awareness going, keep that community together. And for us, MoRunning is, it's so much fun. We love it. We've been doing it for, this is our 11th year in theory, if we were doing live events, but it brings so many people together. And as long as we can try and keep that community spirit going, support you and all the other MoRunners in your journey, and hopefully we can just sort of move forward. But for now, we wanted to sort of keep the contact going, and anything you or anyone else thinks that we can do to support you, or just we want to hear from you.
Yeah. I think the community that MoRunning has created is great, and like I'm saying, like I've met strangers that became friends, like Captain America and T-Rex. But yeah, it's all about keeping in touch, making sure that the people that you've maybe ran with in a previous year or maybe several years before, it's a good time to say, hey, do you remember 3 years ago when we did like the Leeds MoRun, and you dressed up as this and you did this, or there was that year you had that injury. Even though it's a very negative time just now, you can easily turn that negative into a positive. So I would say to everyone, if you run with the same people every year, awesome. If you've ran with an assortment of people over the years, check in with your fellow MoRunners over the year and maybe say, hey,